What'd you think about your team? They got the lead as much as 15, but your team just staying in it pretty much until the end there.
I love our fight. I told the guys that I love our energy, our fight, our effort. We just have to sustain it for 48 minutes. The moment we decided to pick it up in the fourth quarter, we're right back in the game. I didn't think we did it, or we sustained it for 48 minutes, and that's a good team. So you have to do it throughout the course of the game.
Do you feel like there was kind of an energy shift there at the start of the fourth or in the fourth that led to that?
Going our way? Yeah, I did. I felt like we made a decision that we were going to climb into guys a bit more in terms of guarding the ball. We were flying around, giving multiple efforts, contesting shots, rebounding. So I felt the energy shifted. Once again, we were right back in the game, time score situation, and we just didn't do enough to pull it out.
And, I mean, nobody in this league really keeps Jonas out of the lane, but, what was difficult about going up against him tonight?
Well, the difficult part is that he takes those long strides, he runs into guys, and he gets to the free throw line. And it's tough to guard. You got to show him bodies early, but he's a great player. He's been doing it for a while, and he's learned how to draw fouls, angles. The moment you're there and you turn your head, he takes off and go. So give him his credit. He figures out a way to get to the paint, get to the free throw line, and get it done.
What did you think of the job that they did guarding Z tonight? It seemed like it just made things very, very difficult all night.
Yeah, they did a good job of bringing Lopez over every time Z caught the ball. He just came over to contest him at the rim and basically forced us to have to kick the ball out. We got open looks. We shot the ball well from three, not necessarily well from the field, but they did a good job of bothering him at the rim.
Not too many times I think JV's had 30 minutes tonight. Obviously, he made the most of them, but what did you think of the job he did, especially getting you guys to a good start when everybody was seeming trying to find their way?
Yeah, I thought JV was great. He followed the game plan. He knew that they were going to be helping off of him. He was going to have open looks. He took shots, knocked him down, unfortunately. It wasn't in a winning effort for us, but really good game for JV.
Yeah, we know about your big guns, right? CJ, BI, and Zion, but how much of a benefit is it to have a fourth guy who could put up the type of game that JV had tonight?
It's a luxury to have JV. He's a pro. He doesn't miss pretty much anything, practice, shoot around, games, whatever it is. He's a guy that's always available in the sense that he just guts it out, grinds through everything, and then being able to settle us down, throwing the ball in the post to him, and JV's making the right plays, whether it's in the post or on the perimeter. So I thought tonight he did an excellent job. His decision making, his ability to make shots on the perimeter was evident tonight.
Now this is your fourth straight loss, longest streak of the season. Just kind of, what's your message to your team to kind of get out of this rut and get back to the winning you guys are used to the whole season?
We'll be fine. This is how it goes. We have to be able to accept some of the bad with the good. We had 7 straight wins. We leave and have a couple really tough losses on the road, come home. Another tough loss, but we have to climb our way out of it, and the way we do it is, number one, our defensive effort for 48 minutes, rebounding the ball, taking care of the ball on the offensive end, just things that we can control. So we'll have a couple days to get some practice in and get back on track.
There might not be 3 tougher defenders to face if you're Zion, right? Guarded by Drew, and then he's looking over, and Jonas is right there along with Brook. How do you think he did? And it seemed like he seemed to find somewhat of a comfort zone getting to the rim in the second half.
I thought he did good when he made the decision to go quickly. When you survey, you allow those guys to kind of load up on you, and they do a really good job. They've been doing it a long time, this group. But when he made quick decisions, he was able to get to the basket. I still feel like, Z gets fouled and doesn't necessarily get the same calls. And, still a bit frustrating for us, but we just got to stay at it.
There was a couple plays even in today's game where Zion would catch the ball and everything would be a little stagnant. Are there any conversations around, moving without the ball on the back end for anybody else?
No.
Coach, over the last 16 quarters or so, you guys have given up 30 points 10 times. Tonight, the Bucks were on pace to have their best shooting night of the season. What has it been over these last 4 games or so with the defense, just not being able to find its footing game in and game out?
It's a combination of, our turnovers leading to easy points for those guys or whomever we're playing. Taking ownership and guarding the ball, which is we have to be better at. And then sustaining our energy for 48 minutes. The last 2 games, both games, we controlled the game. We were up in the games, and we didn't do enough to win them. And because we're having highs and lows throughout the course of the game, and those are areas that we can improve in.
What's BI's status? How is he looking? Going to be happening anytime soon?
He's getting better, but it's been a slow progress or process for him. So we don't have an update on when he'll be ready to play. We're just kind of taking it, week by week right now.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
this year and a lot of other years, the Bucks are one of the best teams at preventing shots at the rim and limiting an opponent's field goal percentage. I mean, knowing that coming in tonight, did you guys have a good idea of, okay, they're going to try to wall it off against Z and make y'all shoot jumpers?
Yeah, this is a championship caliber team. They got championship DNA, obviously. Lopez protects the rim probably better than anybody in the NBA. I think his defensive percentage is up there at the rim. Obviously, they got Jonas. They got shooters all around him. Great guard and Drew. They were missing Chris tonight. But, I mean, this is a very good team who spreads the floor. They play the game the right way. And it was a good test for us, especially coming off of a few losses to kind of see how we would respond. I like how we responded. We were right there. Had a chance down the stretch, 2-possession game. But this is a part of the growing process. You're going to go through times where everything is going well during the season. There's going to be times where you're struggling, you're losing games, and you got to stop the bleeding. And I think we got a unique opportunity here with some games coming up to kind of get back on the right track and really see what we're made of. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. There's so many games left in the season. There's ebbs and flows. It's just about consistently playing the right way and trying to build winning habits. And I think tonight we got back to building winning habits.
What did you think about JV's aggressiveness, especially early in this one?
Yeah, I liked it. I knew they were going to be in a drop most of the night, so his pops were going to be open. He was aggressive. He didn't hesitate. He took the shots that were there, and he played a great game for us tonight. And it's a shame he played so well and weren't able to come away with the win. But I think it'll be good for him going forward to trust that jumper and let it go.
There may not be many nice things after a 4-game losing streak, but the fact that you guys are still, I guess in the top 4 of the West right now, and you put yourselves in a position just. How good was it to know that if you can take a loss like this and not take a tumble after a stretch like this?
Yeah, you always want to win games, especially at home, but you understand the season. There's going to be times where you lose, tough games. We lost the overtime game. I think we've lost 3 overtime games this season, so those are coin flip games you learn from, and hopefully you get them down the stretch of the season. And we knew at some point we were going to lose, winning 7 in a row, but it's just more about, how we're losing, right? We lost the first game in Utah. I thought that we got outplayed. They out-hustled us. They out-everythinged us, and then we competed and lost. And then, obviously, that Phoenix game, 1 or 2 possession game, we ended up blowing the lead and drop a tough one. But I think it's more about, like I said before, building winning habits, right? Being able to respond to losses, the same way we respond to wins, I think is important. And we got a unique opportunity here to be at home for a few games and then get back on the road and take care of business.
Yeah, Willie pointed to staying consistent defensively and rebounding some of the issues during the losing streak. What have you kind of seen that needs to be addressed from these last 4 games?
Yeah, I thought we rebounded much better tonight. Didn't give up as many second chance opportunities tonight, but in the previous games, I think that hurt us. I think our defensive intensity lacked, our transition defense. We were turning the ball over a lot during our 3, now 4 game losing streak. Teams were getting points off turnovers. I think in this league, every possession is so valuable, and you need to get down to the stretch of the game in this, 3-point game, 4-point game, 5-point game, and you think, what could I have done better throughout the game? And I think for us, it's just getting a shot every time, giving ourselves a chance, and then defensively, sticking to the game plan. Obviously, Jonas is a very good player. He's going to score, but just trying to make it difficult, trying to keep him off the free throw line and make him earn them. And I think, considering the fact that he had 40 and Lopez had 30, and we still had a chance down the stretch.
Yeah, it feels like so much has happened since the last time he played. How important is it going to be to get B.I. back in the lineup and kind of assist in getting, this run?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we miss him. We need him out there, but his health is important, so it's about making sure he's ready before he comes back. We don't want him coming back prematurely, but if you consider the circumstances of Zion, B.I., and myself only playing 10 games together, and you'd have told me we'd be 4th in the West with a chance to be 2nd, or potentially 1st after another week, I would say I'll take it. So things could be a lot worse. I think that's a sign of development. It's a sign of growth and a sign that we're a good team. Being able to still win games, with a B.I. out, with Larry out tonight, that shows you that we're a good team heading in the right direction.
CJ, there might not be a tougher 3-man wall a person can face when you got Drew Holiday guarding you, and then you're looking, you see Jonas and Brook. How do you think Zion fared? Because, he didn't get in the scoring stats early, but he found you guys. But then he started rolling a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, he made the right plays. He's going against an all-world defender in Drew. He's got the best help side defender in the NBA on the backside in Giannis, and then the best rim protector in the NBA in Lopez. So those is big 7-footers, with length, knowing that he's trying to drive. So I thought he made the right plays. He was aggressive. Would like to see him get some more free throws. Giannis shoots 22. I'd like to see him get 12 maybe. Like, that would be nice. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're heading in the right direction, and it's about growth and it's about learning. It's about executing and learning from lack of execution. And I think we're getting better late game, and we still got a ways to go. And I got to get better late game. We're getting us in the right spots, but it's about learning, right? You know, we got 51 games left. We should be better each time we get in these situations, and hopefully we're coming away with wins. You know, at the later part of this week.
Zion's one of the quieter superstars in the league. Obviously doesn't talk to the referees much, but he picked up a technical tonight. Is that just something you want to see? Is that something you tell him to do, speak on his own behalf a little more?
He has to sometimes. You know, I generally get a technical every few games just to make sure that they know, like, you're not going to call the game like that against us. But I think, you know, he was frustrated. He felt like he was getting fouled. He felt like there was some contact, but not just for him. I think there was a couple of calls that just weren't the right calls tonight. Jose plays great defense on Drew Holiday. They call a foul, right? Herb, all ball. There's 3 possessions in which he does it. We only get 1 challenge, so we have to kind of pick which one are we going to challenge. But you watch the replay, and obviously it's difficult to call it in live action, but, you know, those are plays on the ball in which they shouldn't be fouls. And then the same thing happens to us, and it's not a foul. So I think it's just frustrating, and, you know, hopefully, you know, he'll continue to get what he deserves and get more free throws as the games progress.
30 games in, I know the team likes to look at the games in sets of 10. Mm-hmm. What are the next steps in the progression for this team to get better and for yourself?
I think the next steps for us as a team is to continue to be consistent defensively. And we're going to score 100, 120 points a night. That's not the issue for us. It's about, you know, game plan discipline, being in our spots, showing length, pick and roll coverages, making sure we're rotating properly, running guys off the line, securing the rebound and getting out and running. And then for me, it's just about being consistent with my approach. You know, my work ethic is always the same. I finally feel good post-COVID. I'm going to make shots and miss shots, but I want to make sure I'm taking care of the ball, getting guys in the right spot, making sure tempo is being pushed properly, and then executing late games. So I think we're getting there, and I'm getting there. I think I've played 25 or 26 games. I missed a few with COVID, but all in all, considering the circumstances, I'm heading in the right direction. I think our team is in position, well, we're well positioned to still get better, right? You know, I think we're top 10 in offense, probably a little outside top 10 in defense after the last 4, but we're in position to finish this year top 10 in offense and defense, which is recipe for home games in the playoffs, generally speaking, when you do that right.
Yeah, we talked about the times that you were struggling a little bit. Now your numbers are going up. What's been the key for you just finding what you need to do to be effective within the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I just stick to the work, man. I stick to the work. I was, you know, not feeling the best, but I don't make excuses. I was still working. It just wasn't translating. But over time, it always figures itself out. Quality looks usually lead to quality results when you're putting in work behind the scenes. Just trying to make sure I'm not turning the ball over. I had a couple where I was falling out of bounds, and I kind of threw it, and then I threw one out of bounds to her. But I'm more so worried about those little things. We'll be able to get to spots. It's going to be make a shot or make a play. But I just want to consistently try to do the right things, make the right plays, and play winning basketball. I think that's what it's about at this point in my career, win games, and make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position to succeed, you know, come April and May.
Yeah, your guy, Dame became the all-time leading scorer for this franchise tonight. Just what are you feeling seeing that, knowing how long y'all journey was together in Portland?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy for him. I recorded a video for him a few weeks ago anticipating this moment. I know how hard he's worked. I know our relationship, what that is and what that will be for the rest of our life. The bond that we have is something special, and I'm just happy for him because I know the type of work that he puts in. You know, a lot of people see the success on the court, but you don't see what goes into the success, the sacrifice, the work ethic, the 6 a.m.s in Vegas, all the stuff that we've done together and all the stuff that he's done independently to build himself up for these types of moments and accolades is a testimony to his hard work, his faith, and the coaching staff and the organization putting him in positions to succeed. So I'm extremely happy for him, and I'm not surprised. That's something that we expected him to accomplish based on his greatness.
They implore you a lot to let them fly when you're behind that three-point line. Just how good did you feel tonight shooting the 3-ball?
Well, I just, finding my spacing, that's what something we emphasize going to this game. It's going to be day in a drop, so Pop is going to be there. So we've been talking with the coaches, getting the game plan ready. Expected that.
And just for you, obviously you're capable of putting up these games. We've seen you do it before, but you also have all of these other great scorers around you. What's it like just trying to pick your spots and knowing what nights you need to really be more aggressive offensively and when you need to play your role doing other things?
I think spacing is the biggest key for us. We have so many great scores on the court, so we just finding the spacing. Being not on the way is the best thing what you can do. So yeah, we're still working. We finding our spots, especially with Z. Getting to know each other. On the court. So it's gonna be a process, but we're moving right direction.
Yeah, and a little more to that. I mean, where are the spots on the floor, like when Z has the ball? Like, do you feel like you have this space to?
3-point line, crashing offensive boards. They probably most of the time they're sending 2 guys, even 3 guys. So offensive rebounds are there. Finding the right moment to not pack a pain, but also be productive crashing for offensive rebound.
Yeah, and I know you guys have lost 4 straight games, but like, do you take away anything encouraging from tonight? Knowing that's a team that has made it to the finals, won a championship.
Well, yes, we lost 4 in a row. It's nobody wants to go through that, but that happens. We just gotta stick to our work, stick together. We know what we can. We know what we want. Just, gotta trust our work. As CJ said, we gotta be in the gym. We're gonna be in the gym tomorrow, putting our work. And work's gonna take us back to winning, I think.
How much does it help the spacing when, for you, your first 3 or your first mid-range shot falls, and teams have to kind of respect that the rest of the way, knowing when you're, if it's going to be.
Well, and when you see the first one coming in, it's also always good. Some motivation to shoot another one. So, yeah, they gotta respect that. That opens the paint, for Z going to work. He's super talented. He's super athlete who's going there and working on a post, driving. So good spacing is the best what we can do.
Did you watch some film on this team, or did you just kind of understand about how they were going to give you this look at the top when you started making shots?
We always watch a lot of film, trying to prepare our game plan. Every team is different, has different coverages, different players playing. So every before the game, you get your game plan.
Jonas, can you talk about what it's like to stop Giannis, and if you do go over there and help personally, that you leave maybe Brook Lopez sitting somewhere and he's a pretty good 3-point shooter himself?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. You saw we were sending different looks, we were sending different schemes defensively. It's tough. He's one of the best guy driving, getting to the rim, and also he made a lot of plays. He made a lot of passes to Brook, as you said. Another guys was wide open in the corner because you gotta send the help. So it's tough playing that way.